Welcome back to Smart Garden, fellow gardeners. Today we're diving deep into one of the most controversial topics in gardening: Epsom salt. You've probably heard countless claims about this white crystalline wonder transforming tired tomatoes into thriving plants. But is it really the miracle cure everyone claims it to be? Let's separate fact from fiction and discover when Epsom salt truly helps your garden flourish, and when it might actually do more harm than good. What exactly is Epsom salt? Epsom salt is chemically known as magnesium sulfate heptahydrate, a naturally occurring mineral compound that's been used for centuries in everything from relaxing baths to medical treatments. What makes it particularly interesting for gardeners is its composition. It contains both magnesium and sulfur, two essential nutrients that plants need to thrive. Unlike table salt, which can be toxic to plants, Epsom salt dissolves easily in water and provides these nutrients in a form that plant roots can readily absorb. The beauty of Epsom salt lies in its simplicity. When dissolved in water, it breaks down into magnesium and sulfate ions, both of which play crucial roles in plant metabolism. This natural mineral has found its way into countless gardening forums and YouTube channels, with gardeners swearing by its ability to transform struggling plants into garden superstars. The science behind Epsom salt's garden magic. Understanding how Epsom salt works requires knowing what magnesium and sulfur do for your plants. Magnesium sits at the center of every chlorophyll molecule, making it absolutely essential for photosynthesis. Without adequate magnesium, your plants simply cannot produce the energy they need to grow, flower, and fruit. This is why magnesium-deficient plants often display yellowing leaves that start from the bottom and work their way up, with the leaf veins remaining green while the tissue between them turns yellow. So, sulfur, the other component of Epsom salt, plays a vital role in protein synthesis and enzyme activation. It actually helps plants build amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins essential for healthy growth. And sulfur also contributes to the formation of oils and compounds that give plants their distinctive flavors and aromas, which is, particularly important for herbs and vegetables. Let's examine the real-world effects of Epsom salt on three popular garden crops that are frequently mentioned in Epsom salt success stories. Tomatoes, with their high magnesium requirements, often show the most dramatic response to Epsom salt applications. When tomato plants exhibit yellowing lower leaves or poor fruit development, a monthly application of Epsom salt mixed at 1 tablespoon per gallon of water can indeed work wonders. However, this only works if your soil is actually deficient in magnesium. Peppers, particularly hot varieties, can benefit from Epsom salt when they're producing fruit. The additional magnesium supports the energy-intensive process of capsaicin production, which gives peppers their heat. Many gardeners report improved fruit set and more vibrant pepper production when using Epsom salt during the flowering and fruiting stages. Cucumbers present a more complex case. While they do require magnesium for healthy growth, they're also sensitive to salt buildup in the soil. Overusing Epsom salt on cucumbers can lead to reduced water uptake and stunted growth, making them more susceptible to common issues like powdery mildew and cucumber beetles. The biggest mistake gardeners make with Epsom salt is assuming that more is always better. Overuse can lead to several problems, including nutrient imbalances that prevent plants from absorbing other essential minerals like calcium and potassium. This creates a cascade effect where plants may show signs of multiple deficiencies despite having adequate nutrients in the soil. Another common error is using Epsom salt as a cure-all for any plant problem. Yellow leaves, poor growth, or a lack of flowers aren't always signs of magnesium deficiency. These symptoms can actually result from things like overwatering, poor drainage, pest issues, or even deficiencies in other nutrients. Applying Epsom salt to plants that don't need it can actually worsen these problems by increasing soil salinity. The key to successfully using Epsom salt really lies in understanding your soil and your plant's specific needs. Before reaching for that bag of Epsom salt, it's a good idea to consider getting a soil test to determine if you actually have a magnesium deficiency. Many soils, especially clay soils, naturally contain adequate magnesium, making additional applications unnecessary and honestly, potentially harmful. When you do use Epsom salt, start with the recommended dilution of 1 tablespoon per gallon of water, applied monthly during the growing season. Be sure to watch your plants closely for any signs of improvement or stress, and adjust your application accordingly. Remember, healthy soil biology and proper pH levels are way more important than any single amendment, including Epsom salt. Ready to transform your garden with science-based growing techniques? Subscribe to Smart Garden for more myth-busting content and practical gardening wisdom that actually works. And hey, share this video with fellow gardeners who might be wondering about the truth behind popular gardening remedies.